Hey, good day everybody, and welcome back to the Air Warfare Group. This is Juice. So today is August 1st, 2021, and I am actually starting my backpacking trip today. In fact, this video was recorded earlier with the help of a friend, and I am releasing it today while I am actually on my way to the trailhead as you guys are watching this. So I'll put a link to the other channel that'll show videos of the trip across the Olympic Peninsula and then all the way into the Cascades of Washington State. It's about 400 miles, take me about a month. And I am going to go a few other places along the way and stop and see friends. So, okay, so today's video is a follow-up to the CNATRA P-1213 series, basic T-45 formation training. Today we're using the Hornets, SCAV and I, as my flight lead. We're using the Hornets to do a TACAN rendezvous. Now you guys may remember from part of the series that we actually did the running rendezvous and the CV rendezvous, and then we've also done in the other parts of the channel, we've done tanker rendezvous, turn-on rendezvous, or fighter turn-on rendezvous with the tanker, and we've also used the TACAN rendezvous with the Case 3 series. So when we do our Case 3 Marshall, we always end up using a TACAN rendezvous for, really not a rendezvous, but a TACAN report in. That's where we go to our assigned area. So this is where we're going to be doing similar to Lead is doing what he would do on the carrier, for a Case 3, and then number 2's join him as this is a visual procedure. So moving right along, as I said, this is a section daytime procedure. It involves a radial from the TACAN station, either to or from. Once you're assigned that radial, it'll say outbound or inbound. You get up to your assigned altitude on the radial, and as soon as you reach the DME that you're assigned, in this case we're going to be using 21 nautical miles at 15,000 DME off of TACAN 270 outbound from Guam, or from Anderson Air Force Base 54 X-ray. So we have all that set up in the jet before we get into DCS and fly it. So lead flies first, and I'm in trail, and I don't have lead visual, and we just penetrated some weather. You know, there's some iffy weather where we took off. So we're above the clouds now. So now we're gonna join up and go to our mission. We want to join up efficiently but quickly, and so lead is going to fly the TACAN radial to 21 DME at the assigned altitude. As soon as they get to the first turn point, they're going to call their call sign. Actually, it's they're going to do a 30-degree turn starting at point 1, and they're going to call their call sign in point 1. And for those of you that are practicing this for the first time, whether you're the flight lead or if you have somebody else that's doing flight lead and they're not sure where the 30-degree mark is, we're going to do a quick refresher in the Hornet cockpit. So if you look in the center there, you'll see an inverted caret. That's an upside down triangle pointing straight down. That is 0 degrees on that index line there, and you can see that as indicated down on the information bar down below. The next line over is 5 degrees, either left or right. If you go to the other side, it's 5 degrees right bank. This is 5 degrees left bank. We are looking at 15 degrees at the second line. Here's the sweet spot. What we're looking for today is the 30-degree line. And then the other index line that's out there is the 45-degree line. So when you're the lead, if you're flying this profile for somebody to join on you, you're trying to hold your altitude, here's a tip. Keep the velocity vector on the horizon. That'll help you keep from climbing or descending in the turn. And it'll help you, you're going to have to use a little back pressure or use autopilot for this. So as we said, lead will call each point until the wingman's going to call visual. So if wingman has not called visual yet, the flight lead will call hammer 41.1. And then when they get around to the other position, 90 degrees around the circle to the left, they'll call hammer 41.2. And they'll keep doing that until lead calls visual. Once the wingman calls visual. Once the wingman calls visual, lead will clear the wingman to join. And so what you want to do when you're joining as a wingman, this is a different type of rendezvous picture that we're using for effect, but you want to come in about 500 feet below the assigned altitude. So at this point in the video, at this demonstration in the track file replay in DCS, we are going to use 15,000 as our rendezvous altitude. So I am number 2, and I'm coming in at 14,500. So it's going to look like something around down here. So I'm going to come in on him, and then I'm going to arrive after the bearing line. So it's going to look like about that once I come up to his altitude, once I have him visual. So if you read in the CNATRA, here's this long wordy paragraph that talks about the 10 and 2. 10 to 2 transition. It's really good. As a matter of fact, one of my buddies told me about this that is going through real world training, and he asked if I was doing the 10 to 2, and I says I'm mentioning it. I'm going to let everybody read that right now. What we're doing is we're just going to show you the basics so that you guys can go out and practice it, and then you can get better as you go along. You can practice it over and over and over. So before we go, check out the video. Let's remind everybody to, if you like this video, share it with somebody. Leave us a comment. Tell us what we did right, what we did wrong. And if you haven't subscribed yet, keep in contact with us by subscribing and receiving other updates about training, naval training, Air Force training, and the DCS debrief. So let's go to the video. All right, so I am in the aircraft now. I am right here. Let's go ahead and center that. There we go. And we're going to unpause it. So this is SCAV's aircraft right now. He has just reached point 1. See, we're at 21.7 DME. He's just reached point 1. He called point 1 over the radio to me. And he is in his turn. And look at that. He's spot on 30 degrees. Look at that. He's right on the line there underneath the time in the HUD. Now, if you go to my aircraft, I am on the radio now, and I'm going to 21 DME where the parallel to the post is on point 1. And let's see if I'm close enough to him yet. No, I'm not close yet. So let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. And what we'll do is we'll look over SCAV's shoulder here. See if we can see me. Sometimes when you have the game paused, you have to reset track IR or FaceTrackNOIR. So I just go stop and start. And once we have capture, shrink that, hit 5 on the number pad, and there we go. Now look, now we're looking better. It's hard to see that one side. This is wonky. So let's go outside. All right, so let's go aircraft number 2. I just reached the post. Now I'm starting to run circle, and I can see lead over there. Cross the post. Okay, I've got lag pursuit on him now, so I'm going to speed up. And after I did this, I was told that you don't really want to speed up, you just want to use angles, position and angles to close the distance. So, and you'll see me almost overshoot the flight lead when I catch up to him. So here I am coming around, maintaining sight on lead. I've already called visual, so he's not calling his positions anymore, he's just holding that circle. You'll also read about crosswinds at altitude or winds aloft, how you have to use your position marker and your experience on the winds, knowing how your airplane is going to be affected by it. So now we'll look at it from the leads aircraft perspective and see what it looks like. So I almost overshoot his 6 o'clock position there. So I'm turning pretty tight. And where is he? That's what's hard about these replays. Okay, there's lead. Lead's in a nice even bank. And I'm trying to find, there I am, down there. I'm at my 500th below. Now I'm coming up to join him. So you can see this is my first TACAN rendezvous with somebody, and you can see how hard it is to do it first, but it gets easier as you get more experience with it and do it a little bit more. So I was told to, once you're clear to cross over, you go down in like a V and out like a J. So I'm going to go to the crossover position. See what it looks like with the flyby here. There we go. And I just crossed under and then I it up. Now in the turn, because we're still pretty close to the clouds, I keep my aircraft in IMC turn parameters. Even though lead's turning away from me, I'm going to stay up here high on its wing so I can look straight down into his cockpit. I don't want to lose sight of him under his wing or have him lose sight of me. And so I'm going to stay up here until we transition to our outbound heading. Once we've rendezvoused, we're checked up. So I went in close enough for him to give me hand signals if that was available in DCS. Once he pushed me out to cruise. I'm going out to cruise, and let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. And I'm slowly transitioning to the wing because I know what our outbound heading is. And we're going to roll out on 090, and then I transition to step down. Alright, that was the demo. Wasn't perfect. It was my first one, maybe my second. But it was just to demonstrate the principles and show you guys some of the references. Dig into the manuals, talk to somebody that has done this before, you know, get with one of the organized flight sim groups out there and tell them, hey, will you teach me the TACAN rendezvous? It's a great fun thing to do, I think, in DCS. It gives us a little bit of realism that we can do. That's the video for today, guys. Stay safe. I've got more videos that I'm going to be releasing on my trip, and you will see them soon. Cheers, everybody.